We've now got lots more to tell you about this small plane crash in Miami Township. I'm Jack Atherton. Deborah has a night off. We broke the story last night on the air and online at abc22now.com, showing you how the plane went down right here near 675 and 75, taking out power lines, but thankfully, somehow, missing all the homes and businesses and those busy interstates. Shelby Costo begins our team coverage live at the crash site. Shelby, what have you learned about the pilot and the passenger who somehow walked away?
Well, Jack, we are told that the pilot was running low on fuel and he crashed his plane in this field just behind me. Now you can see the tire tracks made by the emergency crews as they made their way to the crash site. Now last night, the pilot admitted to drinking before taking off, and troopers are still investigating whether if he was sober enough to fly.
Investigators spent the day in the middle of a field in Miami Township inspecting the crash.
It's quite a crash for two people to survive, so they're both considered pretty lucky at this point.
The pilot, 50-year-old Doug Morgan, and his passenger took off from Hook Field in Middletown. Investigators believe the plane ran out of fuel, and Morgan attempted to make an emergency landing at Dayton-Wright Brothers Airport on Springboro Pike, but he couldn't make it, and he landed in a field off 675 and 75. The thick brush actually helped cushion their landing.
It's almost fortunate that he landed in this thick area, which slowed down his aircraft. It's not easy to walk through, but it makes it a little softer to land in.
Morgan and his passenger were taken to Kettering Medical Center. Morgan is listed as stable. His passenger, who hasn't been identified, was treated and released. The plane went down about 10 o'clock last night. It hit a power line and knocked out power to about 1,100 families. It took a while for emergency crews to actually find the wreckage, using flashlights in the dark to locate it.
Yes, I saw the plane crash.
The pilot's neighbor, Treva Gross, watched the coverage on the news. She was shocked to learn it was her own neighbor on board.
When you think plane crash.
Oh, yes. You don't think any survivors.
Today, she's thankful her neighbor is alive.
Well, Doug, I hope you're going to be okay, and we do think about you, and you'll be in our prayers.
Last night, investigators told us the pilot had admitted to drinking before the flight. They're still looking into whether alcohol played a part in this crash.
We're looking into that. I'm not saying it is or is not a factor at this point.
This afternoon, the small plane was loaded onto a trailer and hauled down 75 to Hook Field for further investigation.
Now back out here live, we have learned that the pilot got his pilot's license in July of last year. Now today, we tried to talk to him while he's recovering in the hospital, but he declined our interview. Reporting live in Miami Township, I'm Shelby Costo for ABC 22 News.
Shelby, thanks. If you want to see the unedited raw footage from the crash site, go to our website, abc22now.com, and click on Top Story.